So, Michael, you say that Bitcoin is far superior to other digital coins out there and that the public just needs to realize it. And once it does, retail investors will pile into it, institutional investors will pile into it. Where do you see this inflection point happening? What's going to be the catalyst for everybody to make this revelation?
You know, first of all, everybody needs a certain thing in a very uncertain world. And if you look at what Bitcoin is, it's a network of $20 billion worth of mining hardware, burning billions of dollars of energy a year, very decentralized, distributed all around the world. It took us 13 years to get here. There's only one Bitcoin. And if you go to Davos, everybody's talking about the need for a new global money. How am I going to store my value? And they're debating, is it gold? Is it silver? What is it? And obviously, Bitcoin's the answer. So we have a solution to the world's problem. I think it's just a matter of taking a seat and letting things play out.
So you're obviously one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin. I want to read to you a part of a UBS note that was out earlier today. Some comments that I'd really like to get your take on. So the note says, in part, we'd envisage any turnaround as a slow grind as current activity levels are extremely depressed. Social media interest in the space continues to slacken, and weakness in on-chain activity is reflected in a low level of transaction fees being generated by all networks of late. Very bearish take by UBS here on any turnaround in cryptocurrency in general. What's your take on that?
None of it's going to matter if you pick up the paper one morning and you read that some country just bought $10 billion worth of it. Right? All of these things are looking in the rear view mirror, but if you look forward, there's $300 trillion worth of currency derivatives, bonds, equities that are linked to currencies, other sorts of currencies. They've all got the same problem, which is the currencies are all weakening, either at a rapid rate or at an insane rate. And so Bitcoin's the solution to that problem. And we've simply got to wait until the world discovers it. So education, I think, is going to drive adoption.
Well, you're clearly a first mover when it comes to Bitcoin. I would think in cryptocurrencies in general. When is the rest of the world going to catch up? Do you have a timeline? I know you believe that Bitcoin's going to reach the millions at some point, but certainly with any kind of projection like that, we need some type of a timeline.
Well, you know, a lot of times people focus on the weeks, but if you actually look at the last 2 years, you could say the world is catching up. 2 years ago, we hit a COVID crisis, and since then, the US money supply expanded by 36%. Bitcoin's up 229%. Gold, the NASDAQ, and the S&P have all underperformed the expansion of the US money supply. So over a 2-year, a 4-year, a 6-year, and 8-year time frame, Bitcoin's outperforming everything. I think if you look out another 2 to 4 years, it's going to continue to perform, and there'll be some volatility in the near term, but I think that's the price you pay for the performance